Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well today for video number 1 of 2 as usual. Now we've got tons happening, so I'm going to give you my thoughts and analysis on what has gone down since this morning, as well as a little bit of last night, up until now, and then later on tonight, make sure you're here. I will be reporting on what has happened from now up until later. So make sure you guys, if you haven't already, and if you are new, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that notification bell. As well as that, make sure you catch me on the socials. So Younes Talks Football is on Instagram, on Twitter, and on TikTok. Instagram at Younes Talks Football, Twitter at Talks Football, and TikTok at Younes Talks Football for all extra content and things popping off left, right, and centre there as well. So let's get cracking with what has happened, and we go back to the big fish in the room, or the big elephant in the room, whatever way you want to take it. Pick your animal, don't care. This is what we're going to start off with. Caicedo, big news coming out because of bids getting rejected, and surprisingly, although now I look at it I'm not surprised, but surprisingly the numbers that we're hearing are nowhere near what we thought was being discussed. So, let's get right into it. This was what went down last night from Fabrizio Romano. He reported on this. Breaking! Chelsea are set to up their bid of more than £70 million guaranteed, plus add-ons fee for Moises Caicedo. This will be done in a verbal discussion in the hope to convince Brighton. CFC want the deal done next week, but no guarantees with Brighton. Also goes on to say Chelsea and Brighton are speaking every day, and there's no guarantee with Brighton the deal will be done next week. That's not great to hear, right? Let's be honest, but that is what went down last night. So we're going to keep going through what I have to show you, and then we will see everything for the context that it has, because there's been more news this morning. So let's get right into it without further ado. This was from Ben Jacobs. Moises Caicedo is really unhappy. An agreement for a move to Chelsea isn't in place yet. We also had Nathan Gissing then give us some information. So let's get into it. Chelsea had an offer last week rejected by Brighton. £65 million plus £5 million add-ons. Here's the elaboration. Chelsea and Brighton remain in constant dialogue for Moises Caicedo. Understand Chelsea last week had an offer rejected out of hand by Brighton worth around £65 million plus £5 million in add-ons. We then had Simon Jones today, this morning, tell us Chelsea's next bid for Caicedo will be £80 million, according to Simon Jones from the Mail. Mail Sport also understands that some Chelsea players have sought assurances that the club still intends to strengthen with signings after losing some experienced heads. So, Caicedo's not happy. Understandable, mate. Don't worry, we aren't either. The only ones happy so far, I think, are Brighton, because they're not really fussed. They know that the player's going to go, but then they're just willing for this to drag on as much as it takes. Although, the next thing that we've learned is, and I genuinely believe this, why is this taking so long? I think it's more on Chelsea rather than Brighton. I know people are going to be screaming to the rooftops about, Brighton, they're not letting him go. I genuinely think it's Chelsea that's been dragging this. But dragging it strategically. What do I mean by that? You can't realistically, in a business negotiation, go in. This is where I have to protect what the club are doing here. Yes, it's taking long and it's annoying, but this is what's going to get Chelsea to get their deal, to get their way, to get what they want, rather than just fold and give Brighton 100 million. This is what's going to prevent us giving them 100 million. It's going to have to go out a little bit longer. That's the reality. They're coming in with bids that they know are going to get rejected. They're coming in with bids, and I don't think it's an official bid, I think it's verbal. They're coming in with verbal bids and numbers that they know deep down Brighton are going to say no to. But that's what's going to drag it longer, and that's what's going to get Brighton to think that 80 million maybe is a good deal. And then eventually we get our way. Rather than just go, okay, no, look, 80 million, Brighton go, no. They've got time on their hands, no. And then, alright, 90, no. We've got time on our hands, we want 100. Right? Whereas now it's been dragging out for this long, 65 plus 5, which is surprising. We've not mentioned 65 plus 5 on this channel yet in terms of Caicedo. I didn't think that was a thing. I thought we went in with 80. I'll be honest. We all thought we were going with 80 to try and get Caicedo, and that was getting turned down. It turns out no. 65 plus 5 was the offer last week. So this week, yeah, 80 million, you know? And with pre-season now starting, the clubs are flying off to the States today. That's what's going to cause the urgency. Because for Brighton, they've also got to know that are they going to keep hold of a player that's unhappy, that wants to go and is travelling with them to pre-season whilst they know he's not going to play for them next season? This is what's going to cause all the urgency for Brighton and, well, mainly for Brighton to go, okay, now look, we might have to hurry up. We might need to just get rid of the player, right? 80 million, Chelsea are looking like they're not going to go above this. It's going to get them thinking. It's going to get Brighton starting to go, okay, maybe. And as long as you start to get them to do that, psychologically, they're in the pocket. They're in the pocket. Rather than if we had tried to do this earlier on, they'd be like, no, we want 100, please. Urgency. You get, and that's a big part of sales. Any sale, you need to create urgency. You need to create a problem for the person that you are trying to get a deal done with. And then you need to be the one to provide a solution for that problem. That's the reality of sales, right? But that comes with urgency. That comes with forcing whoever you're dealing with to act. And that's what I think Chelsea are doing. So, yes, okay. My deadline that I had of today to get a deal done is now dead in the water, right? Let's be honest. We've got to be real on this channel. This channel provides complete honesty, whether for good or for bad. And I've been done here. So, today it's not happening. But this week, yeah, maybe I'm just pushing the goalposts out even further. But the fact that we've now heard this, and 80 million will be a number that will be touted this week, or maybe already has, because these things get leaked maybe a little bit later than it's already done. So maybe it's already been done, 80 million. We'll see. We'll see over the next day or two. But yeah, it now explains why this has been going on for long. And as I've said, I think it's more on Chelsea's part rather than Brighton, I'll be honest. So let's wait and see how this one's going to pan out. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And Caicedo, as I said before, he will be a Chelsea player. It's a matter of time. We would just like for it to be done sooner rather than later, because we've got pre-season starting and we're all flying to the States now. So hopefully he doesn't have to spend long in the Brighton camp. He can just head straight over to the Chelsea camp and just get this done and dusted. So fingers crossed this is going to happen very, very soon. Let me know your thoughts down below. Now, let's move to what Sky Sports have said. You're probably wondering why I'm shaking my head. I don't need to say anything. I prefer not to speak. I'm just going to show you. You're just going to see it for yourself and you'll understand straight away. Here it is. Chelsea are plotting a move for Lyon star Ryan Cherki. I have to ask, why is it Sky Sports? Sky Sports are like that. I don't know on Twitter if that page still exists, but there's an Internet Explorer page which mocks how slow Internet Explorer is compared to all the other browsers. So what it does is it tells you breaking news stories from like 5 years ago. And it makes it look like it's happened now, because that's how Internet Explorer used to run when it was a thing. It's not a thing anymore. Hence why, because it took flipping forever for it to load a page, right? Sky Sports are operating like Internet Explorer. And for those that don't know what Internet Explorer is, because maybe you're too young, right? It's basically what Microsoft Edge is now, right? They basically made a new browser and it took over from what Internet Explorer was. So that's just to give you context, because Edge actually works. Chelsea are plotting a move for Ryan Cherki. Sky Sports, we've known this for about 3 weeks. Where have you been? And on top of that, we're hearing other things from Sky Sports that we've already heard for weeks. Why are they slow? Mate, Sky Sports, you used to be it. You used to be the ones. And I have to be honest, I think it's because the internet wasn't really a thing. You weren't seeing all sorts of different sources and journalists and people in the know and all. That wasn't the thing. It was just all Sky Sports. Sky Sports had the monopoly. And then they lost it and they didn't get any sources. Or any sources they do are probably just mayonnaise, ketchup and barbecue sauce sitting in their cupboards in their studios. That's the only sources they got. This is horrific reporting. This long to tell us that Chelsea are plotting a move for Cherki. Yeah, we know. Welcome to the party. You showed up a little bit late. You know, it's like a party starting at 9 p.m. and they show up at 3:30 a.m. Well, welcome. You ain't got long left, you know. honestly, Sky Sports, I would like to think they can get their act together because they used to be the ones. Man, Sky Sports, what's happened? Come on, Sky Sports, wake up, yeah? Wake up. I'm going to give you a motivational talk. Wake up. Look at what you used to be. What happened, man? Oh, man, honestly. Anyway, let's move whilst we get to more up-to-date information. Here's one. Sky Sports are probably going to report on what I'm going to tell you now in about 2 weeks' time. Here it is. Chelsea and Marseille are in talks over Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, who is interested in a move. However, a deal is complicated due to the Blues wanting a fee and Aubameyang's wages, so a compromise will be needed. Sky Sports will be telling you this in 2 weeks, right? So, look, Aubameyang to Marseille, I think would be a great move for him. He would be heading to the French league, a league that I think he can operate in a little bit better now at his age and his level. It's a top club. Marseille, are they playing Champions League football? I think they are. So, I mean, well, they've definitely got European football. That's for sure. So, it'd be a good move for him. Honestly, however, as it's been said here, maybe it's a little bit complex. And in relation to a fee and the salary, Aubameyang's got to be honest with himself and he's got to bring his demands a little bit down. He's not the player he once was, let's be real. He's not the Arsenal Aubameyang, so he needs to come to a realisation and make sure that he just allows a deal to go through so he can continue to play his football. Don't jeopardise anything because he's not going to be staying at Chelsea. That's just the reality. So hopefully we get to see a deal done very, very soon. Fingers crossed Aubameyang gets his move to Marseille. Now, on to other news as well. Leeds, that have been relegated, are looking to rebuild. And you're probably thinking, why in the blue hell has he mentioned Leeds? What have Leeds got to do with anything we want to hear? Well, they're coming for one of our lads. There you are. So always wait till the end to get the full context. Never just cut off after a bit that you think's not going to go very well. That's a lesson for all of you. And the few of you that leave comments after having only watched 10 seconds of the video, yeah, I see you. Make sure you watch the whole video and then you comment, or at least watch a good portion and then comment, because you're going to get context that way. If not, you won't know what you're talking about. Here it is. Breaking. Leeds are in advanced talks to sign Ethan Ampadu on a permanent deal. That's come via Nizar Kinsella. And yeah, I think for Ethan Ampadu, is this a good move? I think he could do better. But Leeds are looking to build a team that they can get back into the Premier League because Leeds are a mess. Leeds, I think, have a takeover that's currently going through the tests. So, yeah, there's players that have left. There's players that are looking to leave. There's players that are looking to stay because they've been relegated. And Ethan Ampadu, I think, would be good quality to help Leeds get back themselves into the Premier League. So he's currently with the Chelsea team because we've not signed Caicedo. Once we do sign Caicedo, I think Ethan Ampadu won't really have much of a place in the squad. And Leeds coming in to try and get this deal done. If they have enough money, yeah, come and get Ampadu. Not a problem with us. But for Ampadu, I hope... Ampadu's one of those lads that I feel should be doing better than the level he's at. I feel he's better than what people think he is. Or even where he's been playing and the level he's been playing at. I think he's better than that. But it's mad how it's just not worked. It's just not happened. So... yeah, maybe for him to take a step back to take more steps forward is the way. Leeds could be that way forward. So let's wait and see if that's going to happen. Let me know if you think he should go to Leeds. And let's move to a couple of other stories before we wrap up. Here's the latest from Manchester United. Exclusive. Man United reach an agreement in principle with Marcus Rashford over a new 5-year contract. Deal until 2028 in final stages of negotiation, plus set to be signed after 25-year-old rejected more lucrative offers from England and abroad to stay at Manchester United. There we are. That's honestly, I'd say, half surprise and half not. What do I mean by that? Half a surprise because I did think there could be an opportunity and there were rumours being touted about, and I've not really spoken about it on this channel, but I thought it could be concrete, maybe coming towards the latter stage of the window. I thought PSG would move for Rashford. There were whispers about a potential PSG move for Marcus Rashford. Now he's going to sign a new 5-year deal. So that's dead in the water. And at the same time, I'm not surprised because the way Manchester United are now operating, the new signings that they've got, Eric Ten Hag, they have some good stability, it seems now. Finally, the new takeover is probably the key, and I think the one that Rashford will be looking at and going, okay, it looks like there could be a big future at this club. If it was still the Glazers, I think he would consider going. But with Qatar maybe coming in, it's a case where you just have to stay to see what happens, don't you? Because Man United are going to have unlimited funds. So Rashford to stay to 2028. Good deal for him. And any rumours of him now going over to PSG or anything like that is dead in the water. Game over. So that's Rashford staying. Let me know, do you think that's a good move for him to stay at United? Or would you have preferred for him to move elsewhere? Before we wrap up as well, a couple of more things. Here we go. Exclusive. Willian decides to return to Fulham. Agreement reached. Still expected to be signed later today after medical tests. If all goes to plan, despite bids from Nottingham Forest and Saudi, Willian is now expected to sign new deal at Fulham. Here we go soon. Fair play. Fair play. And what's crazy is that he's a free agent. So even though he does do maybe some medical tests, but he doesn't have to go through an entire new medical because they just had him. So I'm sure that's going to be very, very easy to just get a deal done because his contract expired. So Willian staying at Fulham, I think is good for him. He did actually do well at Fulham last season, and fair play. At his age and the way that he was moving was actually... He was actually looking like Willian from maybe a few years ago when he was coming to the end of his time at Chelsea, which is, for Fulham, a decent level. So fair play. Well, I say for Fulham, a decent level. They finished above us, so I'm not really going to say anything. all the London clubs finished above us except West Ham, and they won a European trophy. So yeah, let's just forget last season happened. Didn't happen. What are you on about? What season? Don't know what you're talking about, mate. Anyway, last but not least, this has come from Barcelona, and this shocked me. I'll be honest, this shocked me. Check this. Barcelona are set to seal Oriol Romeu deal. Here we go. Agreement reached with Girona. It will include Pablo Torres' loan until 2024. Medical done as Gigantes FC called, and it's now time to prepare documents in order to get it signed. Oriol joins Barca this week. How has this happened? How? Oriol Romeu. We had him at one point, do you remember? Under AVB, we bought Romeu. It lasted for what? A season? Or maybe 2 seasons tops. And then he went. And then he played at Southampton for quite some time. And that's the level that I thought he was at. Southampton got relegated. All of a sudden, boom. He gets Barcelona. Is it just me or can anyone get to Barca now? What happened? What happened at Barca? Is there no level anymore? Or what's going on? Anyway, I find this one shocking. It's a great move for Oriol Romeu, but I don't know how it's happened. I don't know how it's been justified for Barca to go, oh, no, Romeu, let's have him. How's that happened? Anyway, let me know your thoughts down below. And that's we'll end the video on that. We'll end with a massive question. Answer it for me in the comments. Much appreciated. So there we are. Thank you all so much for watching. Do not forget to be here for later on. Video number 2 of 2 is where it's all going to go down. So make sure you see what I have to say in order to wrap up the entire day. Hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to be notified once I've uploaded. Do not forget, catch Younes Talks Football on all the socials. Links are in the description and on screen for you right now. Instagram at Younes Talks Football, Twitter at Talks Football, and TikTok at Younes Talks Football, with extra content coming on there as well. So make sure you guys are there for that, and I will see all of you later on tonight. Thank you all so much for watching. See you later on. Take care, and peace.